MGNREGA, the lifeline of rural employment in India, could soon be replaced. The government has tabled a new bill, which is acronym for VBG Ramji Bill. It is short for Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajeevika Mission. But here's the catch. While it promises 125 days of work, it removes the legal right to employment that was a core of MGNREGA. This isn't just a policy change, it's a tectonic shift in how India views work, welfare, and rural dignity. So, why fix what's not broken? And who benefits or loses from this transformation? I'll be explaining you all this in this video. Let's unpack what the new bill really means and why it matters to every informed citizen. Well, to understand the controversy, we must first understand what made MGNREGA, which came in 2005, historic. This wasn't just another scheme, it was a statutory right guaranteeing 100 days of wage employment to every rural household that demanded it. The revolutionary part, well, it was demand driven. Villagers could walk into a Gram Panchayat and demand work. The system had to respond. And if it failed, the government had to pay an unemployment allowance. There was no paper gymnast, no paperwork gymnasts, no political middlemen, just work on demand backed by law. Wage payments were fully funded by the center and the project decisions were taken locally by the Gram Sabhas. It was a rare example of decentralized democracy in action. Well, during tough times, whether it was drought, inflation, demonetization, and even COVID migration shocks, MGNREGA became a lifeline for survival. It wasn't perfect, we agree to that. There were delays and implementation gaps. But in spirit and design, it stood for rural employment, empowerment, equity, and justice. Now comes the new bill, that is the Viksit Bharat Gramin Rozgar and Ajeevika Mission Bill, or the acronym is VBG Ramji Bill 2025. A key pillar of the government Viksit Bharat vision for 2047. On paper, it sounds like an improvement. Instead of 100 days, now it is guaranteeing 125 days. But if we scratch the surface and the picture completely changes, the bill replaces a law with a scheme. That's not a technicality, it is a power shift. From a legally guaranteed right to centralized administration discretion. There is no legal compulsion to provide work, no penalties for failures, no transparency mechanism to track demand or supply. The state no longer owes employment, it may offer it and when the budget allows. And implementation is restricted to notified districts, not the whole of country. Essentially, the government gets more control while citizens lose their control. The core change in this is employment is no longer a right. If we go by the old law, that is the old model, people had an agency. Under MGNREGA, the law empowered even the most marginalized to demand work as a citizen and not as a beneficiary. Well, under the new bill, the power rests with the government to decide who gets included, how much funding goes where, and when work is to be provided. Well, this transition from a demand driven model to an allocation based has had is going to have a lot of serious consequences also. It opens the door to exclusion, delay, and politicization. If you're not in the priority district, then that means you're not going to be chosen for the work. And if the funds dry up mid year, well, too bad, this isn't empowerment, it's dependency in disguise. Well, let's look at the major structural differences between MGNREGA and the present bill. Well, MGNREGA was a law, the present bill is more like a scheme. MGNREGA had access to all rural households, whereas the present bill will be only accessible to notified areas. Employment in MGNREGA was demand driven, whereas in the present case would be allocation based funding. Earlier, the funding in MGNREGA was all, that is 100% was paid by the central government. At the present day time, it will be 60-40. between center and state, and for the northeastern state, it will be 90 is to 10. There was a legal guarantee in Manrega. Well, at the present day, in this bill, there is no legal guarantee. There was an unemployment allowance guaranteed in Manrega. In the present bill, there is none such guarantee. Well, this is a downgrade, despite the bigger number of days promised. The 60-40 funding formula may seem collaborative, but it discourages poorer states from expanding work, since they now share the cost burden. And without a legal guarantee, states aren't bound to fulfill rural work demands. It now becomes all discretionary. Experts are not just nitpicking, their concerns are structural. First, the normative ceiling limit, how much employment can be given regardless of local demand. Second, selective coverage kills the universal character in Manrega. Third, administrative discretion opens a door for politicization and regional bias. Fourth, diluted local roles sidelines panchayats and gram sabhas, undoing years of grassroots empowerment. Fifth, there is no legal fallback. Workers are left with zero recourse if they are denied work. Well, the end result means weaker social protection, stronger bureaucratic control. And dangerously, a signal that citizens' right can be replaced by schemes. Now let's talk about the headlines. 125 days of employment sounds generous, but here also there's a twist. Section 6.1 of the bill mandates a 60-day halt, especially during sowing and harvesting seasons. Well, the question comes, why was it done? It was to avoid clashing with agriculture peak labor demand. But India's cropping calendar is complex and varies state to state. These blackout periods might overlap or stretch across months, depending on the local conditions. In reality, this can drastically shrink the available window for employment. So, what about the 125-day promise? Is it mostly symbolic? For many, it may deliver less work than Manrega ever did. The VBG Ram Bill 2025 is not just policy shift. It's a redefinition of the social contract between the Indian state and its citizens. Replacing Manrega with a scheme dilutes the essence of rural empowerment. Yes, reforms are needed. Efficiency, technology, transparency, all can improve rural employment, but not at the cost of legal rights, decentralization, and dignity. The bill brings centralization, control, and the corporate style of governance where performance is measured in numbers and not in lives changed. But employment isn't just a metric, it's about security, stability, and self respect. So, the real question in this is, are we moving towards a Viksit Bharat where everyone rises, or towards a managed Bharat where only some are invited to the table? If this video helped you understand what's at stake, do your bit, like, comment, and share. And also subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns of Indian's policy shift. Because informed citizens make powerful democracy.